Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Kiba, my skill upgrade experience remains unchanged after crossing Kiba for 3 days. Yuzhibo Zhenda successfully upgraded his stunt to level 20 with his talent and hard work, cheating. Qimu Kakashi said, my lightning cut can cut off thunder falling from the sky. Yuzhibo Zhenda said, I have a stunt double. Fengshui Gate. My Ninjutsu Flying Thunder God instantly kills 50 in time and space. Yuzhibo Zhenda said, I have a stunt double. Uchiha Sasuke. My heavenly power replaces everything. Yuzhibo Zhenda said, I have a stunt double. Everyone roared, this can't be a stunt double. Yuzhibo smiled and said, actually, I'm just a billion points more proficient than you guys. Stand in LV20. The use of stand-in has integrated into your 7th sense, and as long as the speed does not exceed time, you will be avoided. Evaluation. Are you a human or a stand-in now? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Traveling through time, I found a cheat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My 29 years old. In a certain courtyard of the Uchiha tribe. Still familiar with the ceiling, this is not a dream. On the second day of his journey, Yuzhibo opened his eyes and lay on the tatami mat in his room, his eyes lifeless. There are so many people traveling, why is it my turn? After carefully counting his own situation before traveling in his heart, he sadly realized that none of his parents had passed away, he was single, heartbroken, or had a car accident. He couldn't help but sigh. Yesterday, 7-year-old Yuzhibo Zhenda, original, passed away due to his parents going out to do tasks. After stubbornly refusing to take care of the guardians within the Yuzhibo tribe, he was replaced by Yuzhibo Zhenda, new, who had traveled through the country due to excessive sadness. And Yuzhibo Zhenda has been unconscious from the memories before fusion until now. How did I travel through the original world? How could I come to Hokage as soon as my eyes opened and closed? He silently bid farewell to his past life in his heart. Farewell, my family from a past life. Farewell, my 20G data. No. I forgot to delete my profile, society is dead. Yuzhibo almost jumped up. But I'm dead anyway. Fortunately, I still have my brother to take care of my parents. After daydreaming for a few minutes, Yuzhibo Zhenda, who had slightly adjusted himself, once again sorted out his fused memories. Very good, the memories before the original body were only touched, like watching a TV drama, and there was no empathy. Yuzhibo nodded. When I read novels before, I felt that some of them were not right, just like watching TV dramas where the protagonist's family is warm. I wouldn't treat the protagonist's parents as my own, right? Then, he jumped up. I came to the room and looked in the mirror, only to find that my appearance was not inferior to before. I didn't want to compete with all the readers, so I was very satisfied and gave myself 36 likes in my heart. In my memory, my original self was also a normal Uchiha, who knew the key to pretending to escape. I also had a lot of fangirls in ninja schools. Yuzhibo is quite satisfied with this start. Next is the most important moment, system, sign in. No response. Deep blue, add some. Still no response. Property panel. The lines of text are like the codes when a Digimon transforms, unfolding in Uchiha's true consciousness. Indeed, there are benefits to reading more novels. Looking in the mirror, Yuzhibo looked at the handsome guy reflected in the mirror with a slightly raised corner of his mouth and a glint in his eyes. Yuzhibo turned around and returned to the room, lying on the bed with a blanket covering his face to prevent strange people and visions from being discovered. Isn't it said in novels that monkey flying and sun slaying spend all day looking around with a prospective ball, and Jitsuan Tuan hides his roots and supervises the villagers everywhere without any worries? He unfolded the panel again in his consciousness. Name. Yuzhibo Zhenda, age 7 years old, energy. Chakra 82, lower tolerance standard chakra 100.500, skills. Avatar LV1, 23/100. You have initially learned Avatar and can create one avatar, but remember that this is a false illusion. Review. Rookie. Transformation LV1, 78/100. You have initially learned transformation, and you can change your body shape, but you need to refer to the beauty of the transformation of Kiba Maru. Review. Rookie. Stand in LV1, 20/100. You have initially learned stand in, try to avoid the stone thrown by a little kid outside the door. Review. Rookie. Chakra refining LV1, 88 out of 100. You have initially learned chakra refining and can now refine chakra. Remember not to amplify the power of ninjutsu, as it will be drained. Review. Rookie, overall evaluation. Try not to go out as it's quite dangerous outside. Am I so weak, and what kind of evaluation is it? I really have black lines all over my head. In my memory, Yuzhibo really worked hard. As a result, chakra couldn't even bear it, and his talent was also too poor. The Crown Prince has 4 cards after suppressing the 9 tails. Is there a ninja school standard that chakra uses for the next ninja standard? I remember the ninja school didn't even mention the maximum tolerance limit. Where did you steal the data? After the avatar roast service sprayed on the panel, Zhenda felt refreshed and began to imagine that he was standing at the peak of tolerance. So, let's give me the tasks next, including adding points and checking in, all to fill me up. The attribute panel showed no response. System elf, come out. Are there no other features available? My talent, cheat, is just a panel, right? Can only record my data. Yuzhibo constantly conveys his thoughts to the panel in his consciousness. Forget it, let's try the features first. Yuzhibo jumped out of bed and put on the posture of the clone technique learned at the ninja school. The art of clone. Bang. The art of clone. Bang. With the movement of chakra inside his body, Yuzhibo made a mark on both hands and separated into clones time and time again until chakra saw the bottom before sitting down on the bed. The consumption of chakras in clone art is indeed not high. I practiced chakras at 82 points 15 times before bottoming out, about 5 points each time. Yuzhibo really immersed his consciousness into the panel. Clone Art LV1, 38/100. You have initially learned clone art and can now split into 2 clones, but remember that this is a false illusion. Evaluation. Still a rookie. Sure enough, it's 1 level of proficiency at a time. After restoring chakra, try upgrading your transformation technique first to see what the effect is. Ignoring the evaluation of the panel, Yuzhibo Zhenda began to refine the chakra. 20 minutes later, chakra's reply was completed. Transformation technique, bang. A man who appeared to be 100 pounds heavier than his original father appeared in the room. Keep going. It's really not a blow. Transformation technique, bang. Chakra refining is replying, transformation technique, bang. Amidst the white smoke, the transformation technique was practiced 22 times. Yuzhibo Zhenda clearly felt that his transformation technique was becoming more and more proficient, and his original father, who had transformed, was becoming more and more similar. In the final step, he even broke through a level, feeling a sudden sense of enlightenment. Transformation LV2, 1/100. You are quite skilled in transformation, deceiving muggles is a piece of cake for you. Evaluation. Don't go find your acquaintances after transformation. Transformation technique, bang. After a white smoke dissipated, Yuzhibo was stunned when he saw a familiar figure in the mirror. In the mirror is a young man wearing a medium green vest, neatly trimmed hair, and clean clothes, demonstrating his good self-discipline. His face is 6 points similar to that of Uchiha Zhenda, completely like Uchiha Zhenda's original, father reappearing in the human world. Is this ninjutsu? The upgrade of transformation technique has brought great shock to Yuzhibo Zhenda. When practicing the clone technique before, as the owner of the technique, I clearly felt the falsehood of the clone. Before the transformation was upgraded, there was also no sense of substitution, but after the upgrade, I looked at the same face as my father in my original memory, and was shocked by the extraordinary ninjutsu I witnessed. After looking in the mirror for a long time, upon closer inspection, I found that there were still expressions and actions that were different from what I remembered. Yuzhibo Zhenda finally came back to his senses. He lifted the transformation technique and sat in bed contemplating his future plans. In Naruto world, the most important thing is strength. I remember the Uchiha clan always said that if I have something to do, I can come to him. So, should we go and get in touch with him now and cry out a ninjutsu? Yuzhibo, shameless, really scratched his chin and made a decisive decision. Of course not. Now I have food and shelter, I have 20 days of food at home, and I don't have anything else to do. Of course, I have to stay at home and grow to the best before going out. Otherwise, what if we encounter spies, Orochimaru, spies, Shimura Tanzo, or spies? So, let me start practicing stunt doubles, a ninjutsu that was suppressed by Kishimoto due to being too strong. Yuzhibo really started to work hard, cheating. Easter egg. Stand in LV10, 1/100, your use of stand-in is already comparable to spatial ninjutsu, which is the pinnacle of the ninja world. Evaluation. You surpass your bloodline with your talent. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Yuzhibo Zhenda stays at home. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Walking into the courtyard, breathing in pure natural, pollution-free, and additive-free fresh air, Yuzhibo was thrilled to have a unique home and be able to escape the sea of mortgage troubles. Taking advantage of this momentum, start fighting, cheating. I really gave myself an encouragement. Stand-up technique, bang. Stand-up technique, bang. Chakra refining is replying, stand-up technique, bang. Stand-up technique, bang. Stand-up technique, goo 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 goo, Jin Woo rotates, time passes in practice, and in the blink of an eye, the sun shines in the sky. Yuzhibo really started beating drums to protest. After working hard for a day, I want to treat myself well and make a delicious meal. Yuzhibo really walked into the kitchen, rummaged through the materials, and decided to show off his skills. He cooked white rice and fried eggs, and checked the progress of his morning practice. Energy. Chakra 98, lower tolerance standard chakra 100.500, stand in LV3, 60/100. You are quite proficient in stand-in, and avoiding the bitterness of a surprise attack is a piece of cake for you. Evaluation. The bitterness of a surprise attack still cannot be avoided. Chakra refining LV1, 92/100. You have initially learned chakra refining, and you can now refine chakra. Remember not to amplify the power of ninjutsu, as it will be drained. Evaluation. Rookie. It's okay, at least ninja school is not afraid of battles anymore. Yuzhibo nodded his head. After dinner, I really exerted my energy before the exam in my previous life and continued practicing. Time division line before going to bed, Yuzhibo really checked the progress of his practice. Energy. Chakra 164, lower tolerance standard chakra 100.500, stand in LV7, 60/100. You have incorporated muscle memory into stand-in and can completely avoid ninjutsu face-to-face. Evaluation. This is your ace. Chakra refining LV2, 1/100. You can proficiently use chakra refining, but remember not to amplify the power of ninjutsu, as it will be drained. Evaluation. Young people need to practice more. Time division line 5 days later in the evening, Yuzhibo was eating white rice and fried eggs that had significantly improved his proficiency, with a lively expression in his eyes and eyebrows. He casually opened the panel. Name: Yuzhibo Zhenda, age 7 years old, energy. Chakra 1758, Zhongren Standard Chakra 500.2000, skills. Avatar LV1, 38/100. You have initially learned Avatar and can split into 2 avatars, but remember that this is a false illusion. Review. Rookie. Transformation Technique LV2, 1/100. Your transformation is quite skilled, deceiving muggles is a piece of cake for you. Comment. Don't look for acquaintances after your transformation. Stand-in LV30, 12/100. Your stand-in has already integrated into your 8th sense, you have transcended life and death, and are not entering reincarnation. Evaluation. Reverse cause to effect, borrow things to replace form. Chakra Refining LV3, 92 out of 100. Your chakra refining is very efficient and can release some powerful ninjutsu. Review. You now have enough chakras that automatically reply every second for you to unleash stunt doubles. Overall evaluation. Wall hanging. How lonely invincible is. How empty invincibility is. Alone at the peak, the cold wind keeps blowing by. Who can understand my loneliness? Ignoring the biased comments on the attribute panel, Zhenda hummed a song while tidying up the dining table and lamenting his innate strength. At first, Zhenda planned to practice stunt doubles to the level of Muji ninjutsu, in order to achieve the high praise of previous netizens. When I upgraded my stunt double to level 10 the next day, I realized that I underestimated my talent. Stand-in LV10, 1/100. Your use of stand-in is already comparable to spatial ninjutsu, which is the pinnacle of the ninja world. Evaluation. You use your talent to surpass your bloodline. The level 10 stunt is already comparable to Heavenly Hand, and it can be activated with just 5 chakras and can continue to be upgraded. From that moment on, Uchiha Sasuke knew that the entire ninja realm could no longer stop him from firmly holding, horizontally, and practicing, rightfully, righteousness, Tao. As Lu Sun once said, studying literature is to be able to reason with others calmly, and practicing ninjutsu is to be able to reason with you calmly. And the gifted Uchiha Sasuke can make anyone quiet down and reason with him. Stand-up LV15, 1/100. Your stand-up incorporates a 6th sense, and anyone who causes damage to you will stand up on their own. Evaluation. Phantom. You touched my chakra. Stand-in LV20, 1/100. The use of stand-in has incorporated your 7th sense, and as long as the speed does not exceed time, you will be avoided. Evaluation. Are you a human or a stand-in now? Stand-up LV30, 1/100. Your stand-up has integrated into your 8th sense, you have transcended life and death, and are not in reincarnation. Evaluation. Reverse cause to effect, borrow things to replace form. When practicing stunt doubles to level 20, Zhenda feels as if there are 2 spaces at the same time, just like Schro Dinger's cat. When facing attacks, he can subconsciously choose the one that is not injured. When practicing stunt doubles to level 30, there is a feeling of transcending the present world. After seeing the instructions on the panel, I tried to scratch my finger with Kowu, but after bleeding, the stunt doubles passively activated and the wound actually healed directly. Even the pain has been erased. At that time, I almost shouted out, Izanagi. Although one is sacrificing one Sharingan to activate illusion, and the other is a stunt upgrade to transcend life and death, it is still a reversal of cause and effect to change reality. However, the stunt double technique of Zhenda can only affect oneself, and there is an upper limit to the number of people that Naki may affect, which can be considered as each having its own advantages and disadvantages. Zhenda's proud smile. JPG. My talent has been fully demonstrated, shouldn't it be okay to explore outside now? Now it's the 29th year of the Kiba era, and the World War I of Ninja has passed. The war has not yet begun, and I can still enjoy my school life. After graduation, I can talk about 2 girlfriends, raise a rabbit or a cat, take them on trips, and then hee. Yuzhibo Zhenda has started planning for the future and is preparing to experience it in his dream tonight. As for the Kiba F4, I believe they will remain rational under their own talent. This is the dividing line of evening time. The next morning, after a good night's sleep, I accidentally set off the alarm and instinctively prepared to jump out of bed to practice stunt doubles. However, I found myself directly in front of the mirror, and my mind suddenly became clearer. I've practiced my stunt like a superpower. Yuzhibo sighed and went to the wardrobe to find a handsome black outfit to change into. P.S. Yuzhibo really complained about why are there only black clothes in the wardrobe. It's clear that the pajamas are white. Then he casually took out the stored cooked beef jerky from the locked cabinet in the hall and walked towards the door, like a phantom, walking straight through. Ah! Stepping out of the house instantly broadened my mood. Yuzhibo really stretched lazily. Suddenly, a tender voice came from the side into his ear. Really hit Unison, long time no see. Did you just use ninjutsu? Yuzhibo turned his head and looked hesitantly at the 5-year-old girl next to him. Are you? Yuzhibo Mei-chin. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3. Yile Lamian Noodles clock in. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Oni sauce is really outrageous. They heard that Oni sauce hasn't gone out for many days because they were worried about coming to visit, but Oni sauce actually forgot about me. The small Yuzhibo Mikan walked on her short legs, eating tricolor meatballs while muttering. But didn't Uni sauce buy meatballs for Mei-chin? Taking a walk on the street with Yuzhibo Mei-chin, Yuzhibo looked left and right at the scenery of my street. The 29-year-old Kiba is clearly not as bustling as the Naruto era in the animation, but it is also particularly fresh for the time traveler. Various Japanese-style stalls and store signs, intertwined with the unfamiliarity in past life impressions and the familiarity in original memories, give Yuzhibo a sense of detachment. Don't worry about Maruki, the key is that Anazu forgot about me. Also, when talking to me, focus and don't watch them play ninja games. Yuzhibo Mei-chin pulled Zhenda's hand hard and expressed dissatisfaction with him looking around. Yuzhibo followed Mei-chin's gaze and saw 3 children arguing in the corner of the road. Is that Fuyue and the others? Searching for memories in my mind, my tone is really unpredictable. I'm going to play the role of the first generation, you play Uchiha. A short-haired Chinese-faced boy pointed to another blue-clothed child and said. And what about me, what do I play? The third shortest boy hurriedly asked, hoping to secure a good spot in the ninja game. You play the role of the second-generation leader. Guazimian thought for a moment. I don't want it, the second generation always loses. I want to change the first generation. I want to change the first generation, the shortest boy quickly shouted. Then I also want to play the role of the first generation character. Fuyue, you have played the first generation character twice in a row. The blue-clad child also regretted. I can't play like this anymore. Yuzhibo Fuyue was struggling when he suddenly saw Yuzhibo Zhenda and Mei-chin standing opposite each other. He quickly waved and wanted to add 2 more people to coordinate the game atmosphere. Hey, Zhenda and Mei-chin, let's play ninja game together. We're. He suddenly froze and looked at Zhenda and Mei-chin holding hands. The words, you are, were accompanied by hesitation. Well, that's right. Yuzhibo gave him a positive look. Sigua EX3 3 little boys shouted in unison, their eyes filled with admiration and curiosity. Yuzhibo really hits the black line. What did you misunderstand? How could such a young child think so much? I just brought Mei-chin to play on the street. Give me a serious mindset. Yuzhibo really roars in his heart. But he asked in his mouth. Haha. What kind of ninja game are you playing? We are playing a 3-person role-playing game between first generation and Uchiha, second generation. Finally remembering the right thing, Yuzhibo Zhenda quickly spoke up. By the way, do you want to play together? If you come together, we can have the 5 Shadows Conference. He is still in 5th grade at ninja school this year and is currently at the stage where he is most interested in ninja games. Faced with his invitation, Yuzhibo shook his head and gestured with Mei-chin's hand. No, I'm taking Mei-chin to the commercial street. Maybe next time. Yuzhibo Zhenda suddenly felt lost, pulling the 2 little brothers beside him who were still envious. Well, then we won't disturb you. Ryota and Yodo, let's go play at the shrine. Okay, X2 Yuzhibo Zhenda, Yuzhibo Liangtai, and Yuzhibo Yangdo secretly glanced at the hands of Zhenda and Mei-chin, and walked towards Nanha's shrine with their backs hooked, faintly hearing the sound coming from them. Brother Zhenda, are they really that kind of relationship? Definitely, haven't you seen everyone holding hands? Sigua X2. Such a young child is already precocious, it seems that Mu Ye's education is good. Listening to the sound coming from the wind, Yuzhibo stumbled and smiled, sighing at the beautiful Chin. But the next moment, he was also stunned, completely unbelievable. Mei-chin, why is your face so red? Can't it be true, right? You're only 5 years old. Oh my goodness. Today is your first time holding my hand and treating me to meatballs. I feel very happy. Mei-chin shyly lowered her head and murmured softly. Yuzhibo was really embarrassed. Looking at the lovely little Lori, she was even cuter than the human cubs on TikTok in the previous life, and could not say no heartily. Then Mei-chin will grow up quickly. After 13 years, she will become a beautiful woman and come to look for Aoni jam. Now let's go to eat Lamian noodles. Aoni jam knows that a Lamian noodles is said to be delicious. The crisp voice echoed on the road. This is the dividing line of the road, that's it, finally here we are. Come down, Mei-chin. Yuzhibo Zhenda stood at the door of Yile Lamian Noodles store and looked up at the 4-character sign of Yile Lamian Noodles. What he carried on his back was Yuzhibo Mei-chin, who was forced to carry by Zhenda on the way. Yuzhibo Mei-chin is young after all, and after walking several kilometers, her footsteps became unstable and she almost fell to the ground. I had no choice but to half-force myself to pick her up. The 2 opened the warm curtain of the Lamian Noodles shop, and a fragrance came to their faces, boosting their appetite. What came into view was a clean bar with the logo of Yile Lamian Noodles posted on it. On the wall is a list of dishes, including Lamian noodles with pork bones, Lamian noodles with vegetables, Lamian noodles with seafood, etc. Seeing a guest enter, the boss sitting behind the bar immediately shouted loudly. Welcome to Yile Lamian Noodles. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. Young hand fighters learning to cook. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Boss, give me a dish of pork bone Lamian noodles with barbecue. And a dish of water country seafood Lamian noodles. Put more seafood. Yuzhibo really reported the dishes that had been discussed on the way out and glanced at the child who had handed over the menu in front of him. Good guest, please wait a moment. The boss was in high spirits. He cooked Lamian noodles and also saw Zhenda's attention to children. Also, this is my son's hand fight, the person who will take over from me in the future. His name sounds very nice, right? I gave it to him. Ha ha ha. The owner of the Lamian Noodles shop is a young man who looks strong, while the child looks 8 or 9 years old and wears a headscarf similar to the owner. It's really nice. Boss, your Lamian Noodles shop will be a century-old shop. Zhenda gave a thumbs up to the boss of Lamian Noodles, looked at his hands and nodded at them, then hurried back to the backstage to help. Ha ha ha. Guest, what you said is really good, but this kid still has some practice. But if the guest comes again next time, I can give you a 50% discount. While cooking Lamian noodles, the boss chatted with Yuzhibo Zhenda to try to sell the next order of business. Hand hit, go get 2 50% off coupons for the guests. The boss will add more meat to us. If it's delicious, we'll come back next time. Yuzhibo is truly undisturbed and only focuses on the present moment. This is the segmentation line for sales. Okay, here comes Lamian noodles. 1 pig bone Lamian noodles with barbecue, 1 water country seafood Lamian noodles. Please enjoy. Hands-on father brought 2 Lamian noodles, 1 large and 1 small, and left 2 50% coupons. Looking at the steaming delicious Lamian noodles, Yuzhibo and Meichin smiled at each other and picked up chopsticks together. I'm moving next to the bottom of the pork bone soup has a delicious taste, with unique seasoning and refreshing noodles. There are also ingredients such as barbecue and coriander. After taking a sip, Yuzhibo couldn't help but crave it. In the twinkling of an eye, Lamian noodles was at the bottom. It was indeed a delicious food that the prince wanted. Gudong. Gudong. I have finished eating, thank you for your hospitality. After drinking the soup, Yuzhibo Zhenda put down his chopsticks and turned to smile at the human cub Yuzhibo Mikan trying to deal with small portions of seafood Lamian noodles. Oni sauce, either you or me. Mine can be shared with you. Su was so shy when he was stared at, Yuzhibo Mikan blushed and pushed the Lamian noodles bowl toward the real direction. Oni sauce is full. You can eat Meichin. I just think Meichin is cute and I want to see more. Yuzhibo is really smirking. Oni sauce. This is the dividing line for Yuzhibo Mikan to eat Lamian noodles. I finished eating, thank you for the hospitality. Yuzhibo Meichin clasped her hands and put down her chopsticks, then turned her head to look at Yuzhibo Zhenda. Oni sauce, I had a great time eating today. Are we coming here again next time? Lamian noodles is so delicious. Oni sauce will definitely bring you back. Wipe off the sauce. Yuzhibo really handed Yuzhibo Meichin 2 paper towels. Wow. Suddenly, the worn curtain at the door was lifted, and a young chubby man walked in. Boss, give me an extra large Lamian noodles with porridge bones and more barbecues. It's really you. Haven't seen you for a long time. Do you also eat Lamian noodles here? After wiping the corners of Meichin's mouth with a smiling face, Yuzhibo turned around to look. Are you? Chodao Dingshu. Aren't you usually going to have barbecue? How did you come here? Thinking back to his original memory, Yuzhibo instinctively asked about the rumors about this meat-free and happy autumn Taoist classmate. I almost ran out of pocket money when I ate barbecue in the first half of the month, and now I have to go here every day to add food to myself. Xiao Dao Versailles Ding Shu complained that his pocket money was not enough, and asked about his school homework. Have you finished your holiday homework? I learned 3 body movements last semester, and I remember the exam progress will be taken the day after tomorrow when school starts. School starts the day after tomorrow. Of course I remember, but I practice every day and I'm sure I can pass. Yuzhibo paused for a moment as he had originally planned to stand up, and then replied confidently to Ding Shu. Ding Shu, I'll go first. I also need to take my sister for a walk. Meichin, say goodbye to Anazeo. I bid farewell while playing the beautiful piano. Goodbye, classmates of Oni sauce. Goodbye, boss. Goodbye boss. This is the dividing line for shopping. Zhenda and Meichin went for a stroll in Kiba village in the afternoon without any specific goals, but in the end, they basically understood the terrain of Kiba, such as the location of a flower shop in the mountains, Kiba Hospital, Ninja School, Practice Range, Hokage Rock, and so on. I also saw several original classmates, such as Hinata Higashi and Hinata Higashi, who were out shopping, holding on to my sister Tsunato for a rope tree, staring at Naralue at a chess stand, and so on. They all came out to play on the last 2 days before the start of school, and Yuzhibo even greeted them before strolling around with Meichin. At the time when the sun was shining in the west, Yuzhibo Zhenda and Meichin finished their day's journey and began to return to the Yuzhibo tribe. On the way back, I had a safe journey, but Meichin looked reluctant. When she arrived at her house, Meichin's mother was already waiting at the door. It should be dinner time. Ah, Mom is waiting for me. Goodbye Oni sauce. I'm very happy today. Meichin stepped out of her short legs and rushed towards her mother's embrace. Are you really playing? You're such a handsome little boy. Thank you for taking Meichin out to play. She usually stays at home with me. It's been a long time since she had such fun playing with her peers. Meichin's mother walked over with Yuzhibo, Meichin and Wan, thanking Tongjin. Auntie, you're welcome. Meichin is so cute, and I really like her. Next time, I'll take her to play. Yuzhibo blinked at Meichin. Hee, it's really cute to pretend to be an adult. Then please come to my house to eat shaved ice. It's just suitable for this season. Meichin's mother teased and held her trembling. No need, Auntie, I'm going home now. I'll come pick up the Meichin again next time. Uchiha, who had fled in despair, faintly heard laughter coming from behind. This is the dividing line of time. The sun rises and the moon sets, and in the blink of an eye, it's time for the third day of school to start. Yuzhibo put on his black regular uniform, tied a forehead band on his head, packed his ninja bag, and then pushed open the door, walking towards Huiying Rock. Ninja school, I'm here. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Ninja School Season. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Yuzhibo, who woke up early, casually bought a bag of breakfast on the road and walked slowly towards the ninja school, drinking milk along the way. Along the way, I watched with great interest as a large group of children around 5 to 12 years old flocked towards the ninja school, like a mythical beast returning to its cage. Some children's parents carry Chuanchuan's advice, while others, like Yuzhibo Zhenda, walk alone as orphans. The ninja school is located below the Fire Shadow Rock, at the red and yellow entrance, with 2 teachers registering as new students under the sign with the character ninja. As a 3rd grade student, Yuzhibo walked directly into the door and followed the location in his memory, all the way to the classroom door amidst various greetings from lower grade girls. Be quiet. Look at how quiet other people's classes are. Also, don't eat snacks with Ding Shu. Don't chat with Xiang and Kenji. Before I could even enter, I heard the roaring of my homeroom teacher Tingchong Day. Dong! 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 That, teacher, can I come in? I realized that the whole class had already arrived and couldn't help but scratch my head. Didn't we say it last semester? We started the test 1 hour early this time. Why? The tall Tingchong River turned its head and was about to erupt, only to realize that it was Yuzhibo Zhenda, and its tone couldn't help but ease. It's really a fight, are you okay? After class, I'll leave the teacher's office. Now, let's go back and sit down. Looking around, Yuzhibo walked straight to the 3rd row, nodded and greeted his desk mate Inazuka Kazuka, and sat down. Everyone be quiet. Now that all the students have arrived, we will start the 3-body skill test immediately, and then go to the playground for 1.1 battles. Now it's time for everyone's vacation time. The Tingchong River on the podium began to speak at length, while Inuzuka rang out and reached out his elbow to touch the truth. Hello, how are you practicing? I, Mr. Hepping, have practiced a super powerful assassin's mace. Yesterday, influenced by the fishing meme that crossed 2 realms, without any pressure, I thought about taking a good rest before the start of school. So, I only practiced for half a day, improving my clone and transformation skills to level 3, chakra extraction skills to level 4, and chakra to the level of endurance. But after glancing at the provocative gaze of Inuzukuro, Zhenda decided to wait and carry forward the traditional attire of the Uchiha clan. Defeated subordinate. Damn it. Don't give up in the battle. This is the dividing line of the class teacher's speech, so, now I'll come up to my classmates who have read their names. The first one is Kenta Shimura, the transformation technique. After a lengthy argument, the Tingchong River began to enter the main topic. A little ghost wearing brown clothes walked up first, tying the seal. Transformation technique. Bang! A white smoke scattered everywhere, and 2 Tingchong Rivers appeared on the stage, with only one slightly overweight. Hee hee. Qualified. Remember to make your belly smaller next time. Next time, monkey fly plays too. Stand-in technique. Because each person only checks one item, the rotation is very fast. Sitting in meditation, I scanned the panel with my consciousness and nodded to myself. Name. Yuzhibo Zhenda, age. 7 years old, energy. Chakra 2014, Upper Ninja Standard Chakra 2000.5000, skills. Clone Art LV3, 4/100. You can clone hundreds of people, but there is still some distance from being a master of deception. Comment. Can perform multi-person stand-up comedy on stage. Transformation Technique LV3, 12/100. Your transformation technique looks decent, and ordinary detectives cannot detect your flaws. Comment. Don't provoke the shrinking 4-eyed child. Stand-in LV30, 78/100. Your stand-in has already integrated into your 8th sense, you have transcended life and death, and are not entering reincarnation. Evaluation. Reverse cause to effect, borrow things to replace form. Chakra Refining LV4, 5 out of 100. Your chakra refining can quickly refine chakras, while significantly enhancing chakra control, making it easy to unleash powerful ninjutsu attacks on you. Evaluation. It can barely be called 1,000 carats, qualified. Hair can be a little shorter. Next, Yuzhibo Zhenda, clone technique. Ignoring the provocation from Inuzuka Kazuka, Uchiha walked up to the podium and clasped his hands to form a seal. The art of clone. Bang! A white smoke dissipated. There were 3 identical Yuzhibo Zhenda on the platform, standing or sitting, overlooking the whole audience, and the whole class was quiet for a while. You're really amazing. X2 Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 6. Yuzhibo Zhenda decides to suppress the entire class. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Tongsheng is like a vegetable. What does it have to do with you if you really beat me so badly? Rottenwood ringtone. Why are you shouting so loudly, truly beating Lord. Ba ga, X2 affected by these 2 quarreling voices, the whole class finally realized and the sound of coaxing became chaotic. Si gua e. I haven't distinguished which one is different at all. Aha. And the posture is too handsome, I'll do the same later. It's so handsome to look down on someone like you really do. Tingchong Day looked carefully for a while, but didn't notice which of the 3 on stage was real. So he started pretending and turned his head to cough twice at the whole class. Cough cough. Qualified. Yuzhibo really scores full marks. Everyone be quiet. Learn more from Zhenda classmates. Next. Inazuka sound. Splitting technique. After hearing the qualified evaluation, the three real players on stage each turned their heads to look at each other, and then with a loud bang, they all turned into white smoke and dissipated, causing cheers from the audience. Kazuka was about to take the stage when he suddenly noticed out of the corner of his eye that Uchiha had already sat next to him, and a cold sweat streamed down his forehead in nervousness. I gritted my teeth again. This is a stunt double. It's so fast. You guy. Let me show you the secret techniques I practiced during this vacation. Facing Hijiro, the black little dog, Inukuro walked onto the podium with a fierce aura and put on his posture. The art of clone. Bang. After a white smoke cleared, two identical dog graves appeared on the platform, and there was no difference. However, the homeroom teacher Tingchong-dae quickly realized something was wrong. Suddenly, his face turned black. Dog. Tomb. Roar. Where is Hijiro now? On the stage, a Kazuka was frightened and took 2 steps back. With a loud bang, it turned into Hijiro sitting on Kazuka's head just now, and immediately took 2 steps back. He hid behind Kazuka and hugged his pants, barking, woof, woof, twice. The sound of the dog grave immediately became stuttering. Teacher Ohei, I can explain. This is a dog clone. That's right. It's the secret technique I developed for the Inazuka family called dog clone. Yaga. Don't think of deceiving the teacher. This is clearly Hijiro using the transformation technique, where is there any dog clone? Now. Use the clone technique obediently for me. You probably didn't practice during your vacation, did you? The Tingchong River roared, and a huge black shadow rose behind him, frightening Inazuka. He dragged Hijiro's pants back 2 steps and quickly put on a clone posture. Yes. Yes. Teacher. I definitely practiced it. By the way, look at my clone technique. Bang. A wave of white smoke scattered everywhere, and there was an additional sound of a dog grave on the stage, but it looked slightly transparent, especially different from the sound of a dog grave covered in sweat. Qualified. Next time, use chakra more carefully. When your clone cannot deceive enemies, it is a waste of chakra. Next, oil woman's aspiration, stand in. This is the dividing line for taking turns to test on stage, great. The test is over, all passed. From the test results, it can be seen that everyone has gone to practice during the holidays. But don't be complacent, most students have many problems with their 3-body technique. I won't criticize any student named Inazuka here. Everyone should study hard from their real classmates during normal times, and you can also ask the teacher for advice after class. So, let's prepare for a class battle. Let's set off together and gather on the playground. Yes, X30 Yuzhibo was sitting still, preparing to wait for less time before setting off. However, when he turned his head, he saw 2 beautiful girls pushing towards him and couldn't help but cover his forehead. Stupid ringtone. Don't squeeze me. The speaker is called Tongxing Ruotsai, a young girl with black medium long hair and melon seed face. You are the one, don't disturb me getting along with Zhenda Jun. The girl who was arguing with Tongxing Ruotsai was called Rottenwood Ringtone, with blonde hair and a single ponytail. These 2 people are the biggest source of trouble for their original selves in school, because they are really stuck too tightly. Similar to Sakura Haruno and Inoue Yamanaka, arguing makes one completely lose the idea of intimacy. As for the sound of Inazuka, it is just a stress reliever when there is a lot of pressure. After all, as long as there is a slight provocation. Yuzhibo glanced at the sound of Inakaraka coming down from the stage and picked his head. Ba ga. I want you to look good in the battle later. Look. You can enjoy the joy of beating up your little friend again later. Stupid noise. How could you be a real opponent of De Jun? That's right, it's a complete waste of time. It's because of you that Zendajin doesn't have time to accompany me. What a fight. Where have you been? X2 taking advantage of the gap in their argument, Yuzhibo Zhenda directly used a stunt double technique and came downstairs like a space exchange, walking towards the playground. Ahead, Unchanged is organizing his team. The 1.1 class battle is about to begin, and Yuzhibo has decided to play big, play, show, and play. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Yuzhibo prepares to beat up Xiaopenyou. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. There are 32 people in the class where Yuzhibo Zhenda is in. From my memory, the class competition is usually divided into 16 groups, fighting against each other in pairs. The winner continues to compete, and after 5 rounds, all rankings are determined. Those who fail in the same round are determined by the teacher's scoring. Those who feel that their ranking is inappropriate can be challenged again after both sides have recovered. When I first saw this place, Yuzhibo really shouted at me, "Good guy. Isn't this the big comparison of genres in fantasy novels?" However, upon reflection, as a transcendent world, battles run through the life of ninjas and are also the most important criterion for evaluating their abilities. After all, ninja schools are professional military schools that cultivate ninjas, and they value combat effectiveness the most. Therefore, it is understandable to start ranking based on combat in 3rd grade. What a ghost. Except for masochists, who doesn't want to activate simple modes in life. I fight back and forth every day. No wonder there are so many great thinkers in the ninja world. Fire shadow thinking Uchiha Itachi, let the world feel pain, vortex God Nagato, infinite moon reading Uchiha Ban, undead pursuer Orochimaru, and so on, are all forced out by the environment. However, upon careful consideration, only in such a world of instability and the law of the fittest can one truly feel the value of peace. Standing in the queue, Yuzhibo really had divergent thinking. 10 minutes later, everyone lined up in 4 rows and 8 columns under the command of Tingchong River. Now let's start a 1.1 battle. According to the old rules, we are not allowed to attack vital points. We are not allowed to intentionally harm others. After giving up, we are not allowed to attack each other. In case of danger, the teacher will take action to stop us. Let's start now. First group. Kentai Shimura vs. Rope Tree. Tingchong announced the showdown with the list in hand. Jitsuan Jiantai and the Rope Tree stepped forward, forming a seal of opposition. Jiantai, give up. You can't beat me. My goal this time is to defeat Zhenda and achieve first place. And you don't have to waste time at all. The Rope Tree with one tendon began to proficiently use trash talk, disrupting the opponent's mood. Ba Jie, don't always look down on people like this. Kenta Shimura was indeed caught in a trap, with a bewildered expression on his face. What trick? And shouted angrily. Then suddenly he threw 2 swords in his hand at the Rope Tree. My body followed closely behind and rushed towards the Rope Tree. Ha! What a surprise attack! Sheng Shu jumped up and dodged the sword in his hand that was rushing towards him. Before landing, he waved his hand to separate the punches that Shimura Kentai had hit him, while his other hand clenched his fist and casually hammered it into Shimura Kentai's stomach. Ugh! Shimura Kentai, who was severely hit, immediately broke out in a cold sweat on her forehead. She covered her stomach with both hands and stood strong, staring at the Rope Tree with her eyes wide open. Kenta. Are you okay? I thought you could avoid it. Sheng Shu stood not far away, scratching his head and casually stabbing. Ba Gayugai. It hurts. Kenta Shimura squeezed out a voice from between her teeth. Tingchong-de immediately went forward for an examination and found that Kentai Jitsuan was not in any major trouble, but it was only a matter of half a day at the My hospital, so he announced the results directly. First group. Rope Tree wins. Both sides form a seal of reconciliation. Let's start the second group now. Yuzhibo is really fighting against the oily female Jido. Upon hearing my own name, I really stepped forward and stood in opposition to the oil girl Jido, forming a seal of opposition. The two stood motionless in the field, seemingly waiting for the other to take the lead. Slowly, it seemed as if an intangible atmosphere had formed on the field, infecting the surrounding students who were watching and subconsciously calming down. After waiting for a while, the oil girl Jido did not launch an attack, but spoke up first. If I really hit you, I would say that you have opened a writing will I. One sentence directly shocked the whole audience. How could that be? He's only 7 years old. As a desk mate who dug holes with Uchiha in daily life, Inuzukuro couldn't believe the possibility of this and shouted loudly at the first time. I hope Jido changes her tune and doesn't say such terrifying things. Yeah. Writing will I's at such a young age is too genius, isn't it? Some students beside me echo the sound of Inuzuka, but there are also fans supporting idols. You're so handsome, how could you not have opened your writing will I? The discussions on the sidelines did not affect Yuzhibo, who was standing in the center of the field. He raised his eyebrows and asked back to Jido. Oh. How did you see that? The oil girl Jido pushed her black sunglasses. Because my worm feels the pressure from your chakra. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. No one understands my strength, it's really lonely. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. This chapter is also known as I was treated as a technical stream when I was cheating. The insects of the oil lady family are constantly cultivated generation by generation, and generations of ancestors have continuously sent back the benign mutated insects under the influence of chakra for family breeding. Therefore, now every oil girl's insect messenger can track and attack enemies through insect-sensing chakras. Jido continues to explain. And from just now on, I have felt the pressure coming from chakra on you through the insects. I usually feel this kind of oppression on the upper ninja within the clan, even teacher Ohei doesn't have this feeling. And your age is obviously not the upper ninja. The Tingchong River beside him turned black and decided to add some homework to the oil girl Jido after class. Connected to your ethnic emblem, it should be that you opened the writing will I during this holiday. The oil woman's tone is firm and determined. Haha. It said that the oil girl family is quiet and insightful, and truly lives up to its reputation. Yuzhibo lowered his head and suppressed a smile. Excluding one correct answer first is still acceptable. But the person who suddenly increased chakra is a Uchiha, anyone would think of writing will I's. From the two Hinata brothers on the side who were bulging with bruises but kept nodding, it can be seen that the inference of the oil girl Jido did indeed help her fill a big hole, although it was a bit unnecessary under the LV-30 stunt. Yuzhibo adjusted his expression and looked up at Jido with a serious expression. Whether or not to turn on the writing will I, it won't affect our showdown this time, will it? You're right, although I may not be a match, I won't give up. Send the bad worm. A black bug flew up from oil girl Jido and rushed towards Zhenda like mist. I really want to tie my hands and become a serious ninja, so that I can criticize the first generation of these cheats in the future. Stand-up technique. A wave of white smoke filled the air, and when it dispersed, it left a wooden stake in place. Yuzhibo really hit but no one was seen. Where are the people? They're in the back. The oil girl Zhido immerses her consciousness in the connection with insects. Through the insect's sensing of the chakra, it was keenly noticed that there was a clump of chakra behind it. It immediately leaped forward and called for the insect to surround it backwards. I saw the insect that had previously pounced on me and swept back in the opposite direction. Along the way, it passed through the oily female Zhido like a water film, leaving no gap behind. Black insects crawled out densely on the ground, lurking at an unknown time before. Now they flapped their wings and flew towards the detected chakra. The oily woman's determination fell to the ground and was about to turn her head to look behind her, when suddenly cold hair stood up on her neck. "You lost. Zhido." A calm voice came from Uchiha's ear. Looking down, there was a kuo on his shoulder, with 3 or 2 insects crawling and tearing at the chakra transmitted from the real thug. Looking back, a bunch of insects were flying up and down around the clearly deformed contour of the clone technique. "So, did you just try the stunt double technique, move it behind me to create a trap for the clone, and then use the secret technique to conceal the chakra wave, and wait here in advance?" Pushing the ancestral sunglasses, oil girl Zhido's face remained expressionless, as if the thrilling scene just now had not happened. "Not bad, I did use a stunt first and then a clone. Indeed, I am too powerful. As a result, it creates a barrier with ordinary ninjas." Yuzhibo sighed inwardly. "Just now, I first used the effect of approximately LV-20 stunt doubles, which allowed me to merge the space behind the stunt doubles and create any clones within 100 meters. Later, when the oil woman Zhido stopped, I revealed my body shape on his side, clearly in a different order. Unexpectedly, no one in the room noticed the exquisite and unparalleled stunt of his stunt double just now, and no one appreciated it. Is it true that in the future, he can only disguise himself as a skilled craftsman? It's really lonely." Tingchongde interrupted Yuzhibo's silence and announced the result. Second group. Yuzhibo really won. Seal of reconciliation. The third group. Monkey flying playing 2 duel, Hinata Hyuga. White eyes. Open up. After the seal of reconciliation was sealed, Yuzhibo really came to an end and pushed away the 2 followers, Tongxing Ruotsai and Rottenwood Lingyin, looking around the playground and walking over to a tree with a good view. Upon arrival, it was discovered that Nara Luwei and Aikido Dingshu had already leaned against here, so they sat down without hesitation. "Really hit, did you really open the writing? Will I?" Nara Luwei looked at the monkey flying playing the Taiha Ri Xiang Ri Cha fight with both eyes, as if casually asking. Zhenda leaned his hands behind his head in his center of gravity against the tree, responding to Nara Luwei. "Is this important?" Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. The care of elementary school students and whether travelers get used to it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. It's not really important, after all, from the situation of the battle just now, Xingshu shouldn't be your opponent either. Nara dear nodded slightly and asked again. "What do you think of the other classmates in the class?" Is it strong enough?" "Yes." Yuzhibo is really curious. Why does Nara Luwei, who seems to care about nothing, ask this question? But I still analyzed it. From Chakra's perspective, although there is no awakening Mu done, there is no doubt that the rope tree still dominates. In terms of physical skills, due to family tradition and daily practice, it is likely that the 2 brothers, Hinata and Hinata, are stronger. In terms of ninjutsu, for those of us who have not yet learned powerful ninjutsu, Yu, Dingshu, Zhido and other members of the secret technique family have a better advantage. It has to be said that there are no ordinary geniuses in our class, like Tong Sheng who has decent talent but is too conflicted with other places. At the end of the analysis, he did not hesitate to give a roast. Nara Luwei expressed agreement. Indeed, it's quite difficult for geniuses like Mr. Zilai and Mr. Orochimaru to appear. What about you? How do you feel compared to us? Me. Yuzhibo really compared himself. Chakra. Up the ninja level. Ninjutsu. The stunt double LV30 sweeps everything with a reverse lightsaber-like effect. Body technique. The stunt double LV20, as long as stimulated or threatened, instantly enters the speed of light reaction, making it easy to choose whether to counterattack or stand in. If it's LV30, put on a JoJo stand and shout, "Smash Feludo," without any problem. It seems that I chose a simple mode for this time traveling. I really gave my talent, cheating, a thumbs up from the bottom of my heart. The difference between me and you is probably 1 billion points. Zhenda said something that Lu Wei didn't understand, and picked it up with his index finger and thumb as a gesture. The chakra light between his fingers was inconspicuous in the near-noon sunlight. Nara Lu Wei turned his head and looked seriously at Yuzhibo Zhenda. Although I feel like your tone is a bit strange, but... He paused for a moment. Are you coming to practice ninjutsu with us after class? Oh. Do you really want to practice with us? Alright, alright. Shit. Chudao Dingshu thought that every break in class would be filled with snacks, so he took a sip of water. Yuzhibo really ignored this live treasure and looked at Lu Wei. Ha. Why did you suddenly say this question? Don't you have a fixed team? Is it? When I saw Lu Wei's direct gaze, Zhenda suddenly reacted. The opening method of writing will eyes for the Uchiha clan. Strong spiritual stimulation. Gone. Is this being seen as a mental illness? No, I don't want to. Instead of practicing ninjutsu with you guys, why not go home early to accompany my sister? In order to prove his mental health, Yuzhibo decisively refused. Okay. Is that the girl from last time? Did she find a new bond? The last two sentences of Nara Lu Wei became insignificant, but they were still heard by the discerning Uchiha. Yuzhibo fell silent for a moment before speaking. Lu Wei, although I don't need it, thank you anyway. Ah. I've been caught. I'm really not good at it. It's okay, it's just out of my classmates' concern. So the tree completely quieted down, and the three of them began to enjoy the shade. Group 7. Nara Deer Micro Duel against Fujiwara Takahara. Soon, it was Nara Kasumi's turn to play. Ah. It's my turn. Cheer up, X2 Zhenda and Ding Shu did not follow. One reason is that it can also be seen here. Secondly, Fujiwara Takahashi's family bought tofu because they only came to school after testing their chakra qualifications, and their grades were far from those of Lu Wei. Sure enough. After a few rounds of confrontation between the two sides, Takahiro Fujiwara was controlled by Nara Takashi using shadow imitation technique. Under shadow imitation technique, Nara Kazuki reached out his hand and pulled out his ninja tool to put on his neck with Fujiwara Takahashi. And the Nara family's ninja is placed in a special position, so Nara Lu Wei just puts his fist on the edge of his neck. This directly determines the winner. Tingchong announced the results. Nara Deer wins slightly. The seal of reconciliation between the two sides. Group 8. This is the dividing line of the competition. Time always passes very quickly during rest. The first round of matches is over in the blink of an eye, with 16 players including Uchiha Masahiro, Nara Kashiwagi, Sugiki, and Hinata Hyuga advancing. Because no one was seriously injured, the homeroom teacher Tingchong announced that the second round of matches will continue. Second round of battle. The first group. Uchiha really plays against Hinata Higashi. Yuzhibo Zhenda and Hinata walked into the field and formed a seal of opposition. Zhenda Jun, please give me more guidance. Hinata's 1,000-year-old soft fist starting move. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 10. I am suspected of hanging up while choosing to play technical streaming. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Yuzhibo looked at the kimono worn by Rizu and suddenly had a feeling of a Republic of China martial arts competition. I casually waved away Yi Wen's signature start gesture. Carry your left hand behind your back, extend your right hand forward, paying tribute to the sun and your feet. Please. White eyes. Open up. Hinata and Hinata's two eyes were bulging with veins, their hands filled with chakras. They took a step forward and waved their palms towards Uchiha, hitting the chest acupoints. The Hinata family's soft fist is different from the steel fist. It mainly uses hitting acupoints to penetrate its own chakra into the enemy's body, block the chakra, and control the enemy's movements, damaging weak parts such as internal organs. In game terms, it belongs to the type of strong control real damage, with additional paralysis and ignoring armor. And after the current level of the stunt double skill has been improved, Yuzhibo Zhenda is like a highly sensitive and immune general attack-dominated warrior. Datization means reaction speed plus infinity, 100% evasion of attacks. 100% immunity to negative effects. The game often brings negative experiences to the opponent. I saw Yuzhibo standing still in place, swaying left and right. With only his side to block, he directly took on the continuous attacks from the Hinata and Hinata. After dozens of rapid attacks, Hinata stopped and gasped for breath. Ha! Ha! Can you even be so fast without opening the writing will I? It's truly true. After all, Hinata is not very old, and he is not the Hinata clan leader who will be able to use lightning, fire, and stones to kill Ueno in the land of thunder and save Hinata in the future. At this moment, under the urgent attack, both physical strength and chakra are consumed greatly in a short period of time. However, Yuzhibo Zhenda will not be patient waiting for his reply. Have you completed your attack? Then it's my turn. Watching Hinata stop, Uchiha really lifted his hands and put on a seal-like posture. Not good. Hinata were unable to take the initiative to attack just now, how dare Uchiha really take the initiative? After all, Ro Quan looks like Tai Chi, but it doesn't talk about attacking others after the fact. From beginning to end, it's all about attacking. For example, 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms. These proportional series palms rely on instantaneous high-speed attacks to intercept the flow of chakras. And the super evolution of soft fists 80 divine skystrike, if dubbed Oiler, would have no sense of discord. In Zhenda's view, the martial arts of the Tai Chi series cannot produce a single Tai Chi diagram with just one move, but they are all heretics. Hinata took a deep breath and swung his soft fist posture again. After opening his eyes, he focused all his attention on Yuzhibo Zhenda, forming a faint gossip map in his consciousness. This sense of restraint. It's not physical. So, is it the essence of Rochuan? Yuzhibo could clearly sense the feeling of being slightly locked as Hinata looked over. However, Zhenda just shook his body and broke free directly. Hinata felt a momentary blurriness in the realm of consciousness and immediately increased his focus. The image of Uchiha Shinda became clear again. Sensing a sense of locking in once again, Yuzhibo didn't break free directly, but decided to try his own conjecture. The hand seal also changes accordingly. The art of clone. At this moment, the attack from Hinata came like a shadow. Bagua. 8 palms. In an instant, Hinata, who was in front of Uchiha Zhenda, waved 8 consecutive palms, each of which passed directly through Uchiha Zhenda's body. Feeling that the attacking sensation is not right, Hinata feels uncomfortable. After the 8 palm is over, push forward with force and you are about to retreat. Suddenly, Yuzhibo in front of him punched his abdomen and released a fair fist, directly hitting his own stomach. Hinata dodged and couldn't block, and was hit hard in the stomach. Like in the first round, Kenta Shimura, she covered her stomach and bent down in a cold sweat. At this moment, I saw the figure of Uchiha, who had been penetrated through his body, shattered directly. There is another Uchiha Zhenda in the back who takes a step forward and looks towards Hinata Higashi amidst the smoke from the release of the clone technique. Obviously, this is the real Uchiha Zhenda. Hinata looked at Uchiha Shin's gaze as he gritted his teeth and raised his right hand. I give up. Tingchong-dae stepped forward to inspect the Hinata and announced the results. Second round of battle. First group. Uchiha really wins. Both sides have formed a seal of reconciliation. Sigua-e. Zhenda Jun is still so handsome, x2, damn it. How could this guy be so strong? At this moment, the onlookers who were shocked by the fierce battle just now, such as Tongxing Ruotsai, Inzuka Kazuka, Shingshu, etc., only then made a sound. On the field, after mutual sealing. The slightly softened Hinata team did not end. Did Zendajin use the Sharingan illusion technique just now? It really lives up to its reputation. Surprisingly, All Might 8 palms were knocked out. No. Just showing off, Yuzhibo is preparing to accept the praise from his opponents. He's really hitting the black line. This is my original, mirror flower water moon. Yuzhibo Zhenda decided to use the tradition of Hokage man and explain his ninjutsu principles to the weak players present. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.